Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you? I'm good. I'm very good. Yesterday, I was at work. I told you whatever. I was at work, and we played games as a little team building exercise. And I got to play a game called Here to Slay. It's a simple little card game of anthropomorphic animals in a fantasy setting. And the goal of the game is to build a party of like 6 classes, so hero, fighter, barbarian, that kind of stuff. 6 different classes, or defeat 3 monsters, and you win. And it's a very chaotic game. The cards just kind of come out, do a thing, and there's a lot of like those kind of cards that let you really screw with your opponents, steal their characters, or stop them from doing stuff, or change their dice rolls, that kind of thing. It reminded me a lot of a game we used to play called Shea Geek, which was a similar, like, just silly little card game where I don't even remember what the point was, but you do a lot of take that kind of stuff. It's a little like Munchkin, but doesn't take forever. It plays in like a half an hour. It's a very simple little game. And as I'm playing it, I was thinking about the game that I designed last year called Dungeon Rummy, and it's a Rummy themed or a Rummy style game themed around creating a character and sending it against a dungeon. And I liked it. I thought it was really good. And then I took it to Poland and I showed it to my friends there, and it was just like, nah, this isn't it. This isn't the game. Like, you need this, you need this, you need this. And I was like, man, I really hurt a little bit. It didn't hurt. It was just like, I see what you're saying. I get it. And I just parked it. So I'm playing this silly little card game yesterday, thinking about this, and I get the point of the feedback that I received on my Rummy game was that there's no like aha moments. It's kind of just like draw cards, play, do the thing, but also that's what Rummy is. Draw cards, play cards, do that's it. Like, there's no aha moments in that game either, but yet millions of people play it every year. And so I was thinking about this, and I'm looking at this Here to Slay game yesterday. What I created, I enjoy. The question really is, how do I find people who would also enjoy that product? Because there are games that sell hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of copies of their products, that I could put in front of the same people that I showed Dungeon Army to, and they would all be like, this game is terrible. Why would anybody ever print this? And you could say, well, millions of people are playing this game, It's an objectively bad game. I guess not objectively. It's a subjectively bad game to you because you're a gamer, but it seems to be just fine with everybody who's playing it. And I often wonder, how many times have I thrown away ideas because it wasn't the idea? Like, meaning that I thought I had a game that fit a specific market, but what I really had was a game that fit a completely different market, and I was going about it all wrong. I thought about this as I was playing this game. I thought about this because when I showed up there, my boss had borrowed like a 2 year ago version of Rival Rails to play with her husband, and she brought it back to me. And so this was like a very unrefined version of the game versus what I have currently today. But it was, at that time, it was a valid product. I was like, I'm done with this game. I like this game as it sits. I'm done with it. Here it is. And it's still a valid product. I think that what I have now is better, but to who? Like, is the audience for version 2 years ago versus the audience of version today different? Or does it matter? I don't know. This is the kind of thought process I'm having, because ultimately, is it all just marketing? In my life, I have met one person who enjoys the game of Monopoly. One. The game of Monopoly outsells everything ever. Is that just marketing? It's not a good game. Nobody wants to sit down and play it, but we do. Why? Because it's tradition? I mean, I guess you could say that, sure. So what is the deciding factor? Is it just my personal, like, I feel like this is a solid product, here it is, and if you don't like it, that's your problem? Yeah, I think there's some validation to that. But I also would like to try to make the games that I create, or the music that I create, or the books that I write, or whatever it might be, whatever my endeavor is, I would like for it to be like, to be able to reach the audience that it's intended for, and I don't know how to do that part. I think that's the part that sticks me. I think that the Rummy game that I created is a solid little game for a specific type of person. How do I reach that person? Or do I keep working on the game until it reaches a broader audience and then it'll find its way to that person? I don't know if I'm interested in that, honestly. If I make this little poker game available that I created for the cruise, it's not going to be for everybody. It's definitely not going to be for gamers. But does that mean I'm not going to put it out there? I don't know. I think I'll put it out there. I think I'll make it available. But at what point am I just trying to... is there a point in making something... changing something to try to find a larger audience? Or is it to keep it the way it is? Is there a better version? I think most artists would say, I create art for me, and that if somebody buys it, great. And I feel that way. I'd like to think I do, but I've made so many decisions based on what other people think that I think maybe that's the problem. Then again, I don't know. I've been doing this for 8 years, 9 years, and it is what it is, right? But I found the people that enjoy it. What do you think? Let me know. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 12 stressful things to stop tolerating. We are on number 8, in action. You can't change anything or make progress by just sitting back and thinking about it. If you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. The best time to start is now. I very much agree with that. I also very much agree with it doesn't have to be all at once. It's okay to take your time. You can learn things one micron at a time. I'm learning bass. I play it 10 to X, I don't know, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, whatever. Doesn't matter. Play it some. Learn a language, some at a time. It doesn't have to be all at once. This isn't a race. Unless it is. Unless you're trying to get something done. Then do the thing.